here. Well, here, let me show you what we're looking at down here first, and then we can give you more. Dogs want to come out and visit with the live stream. There's not going to be anybody in here yet, so we'll go ahead and let the dogs come with us. What we're doing is about 4.5 months ago. You coming? Okay. I planted whole sweet potatoes in pots of dirt like this one. There's another one over there. There, the big pot. So I learned on YouTube how to do this. So if it doesn't work, we're going to blame YouTube. And we are rolling this down. And here we go. No, we got to get it flipped. That's the reason I'm not seeing anything. All right. Here's my pot. This is more or less what I planted. I waited until some spots started coming up, leaves started coming out of it, and then I stuck them in the ground. And I guess that's all you got to do. It's Florida, so natural weather conditions here are conducive to sweet potatoes. Now this one is not a regular sweet potato. This is a special white sweet potato, and the sweet potato has to be organic. They put stuff on the non-organic potatoes that makes them not grow. And in Florida, if you want to be successful, you can't grow regular potatoes. You got to go sweet potatoes. Something about the weather conditions down here and the soil down here. Anyway, this is not really growing in native Florida soil from my backyard. I bought special store-bought dirt to put that in, and I put a little bit of mulch on the top, and in the interim you can see little weeds will plant themselves in here. Yeah, like that's one of our native Florida weeds. This is actually really good for butterflies. We've got a lot of butterflies, and therefore we've got a lot of weeds in the yard. Birds, everything. All right, now let's set these out of the way, because this was just to show you what I was planting, and it's not exactly the same thing. This is the next round, which is going to be these white ones, which are supposed to be more like a regular potato, not a sweet potato. We will see. Let's set these out of the way. Now, here's it's pretty well stuck in there. Try squeezing the pot a little, make it loosen up. Maybe have to. Oh look, one of the. This didn't happen by accident. We are near an oak tree, and squirrels will plant those, and blue jays will plant those, and it's just one of the nice things that comes with having trees in the neighborhood. The birds love the trees. All right, here we go. Got a lot of root action going on in here. And let's pry it apart. Let's see what we got. I guess some water would be helpful here. have to give up and go with the water to pull this out. Well, that's the potato I planted. And here's the potato I got. So it looks like I got back less than what I planted, huh? 'Cause this looks pretty big. I think I planted really small ones, and it's opened up in the middle with like roots, like I don't know what you'd call that. Let's see what we got here. What else is in this massive bunch of roots? Not much. There it is. Here's another. They're like fingerlings. Look at the size of this one. Yeah. The stem won't break. Little tiny one. They're all misshapen, but they look healthy. The bigger pot, I hope, did better. But I'll show you what I got out of that too. This is just a little fingerling. I think the size of the pot is what's messed me up here. Little baby potatoes. Here's a bigger one. Two bigger ones. But I don't think I had enough soil, because this is not a very big pot. And you can see I didn't put very much soil in it at all. Very little soil. So I think the key is you got to put in a lot more soil than what I did. But I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm not really going to get too awful angry at myself for not doing it right. The first time you do something, it's an experiment by nature. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything else in this stuff. But I imagine that I can just use this dirt over again for something else other than just fill. There's a lot of biomass in it, and these things, there's a lot of biomass in there, and that ought to feed my soil, right? Yeah, I think I have to actually cut this. There it goes. Very nice. So I guess you got to rinse these off, and then they got to sit for a while. Maybe somebody in the comments has already told me how long to let them sit for. I'll have to consult some other YouTubers and see what they say about them. But yeah, the vast majority of these are too small to really get more than a couple bites out of. But the potatoes that I planted weren't this big. This thing has like exploded in the middle. And that might be another thing too. The lady that I was watching when I planted these said just plant whole potatoes, and they will they'll grow into new potatoes for you. I think that it might be smarter to use the method where you put them in water for a little while and then take the slips off of there and plant the slips, so you're not planting whole potatoes. Maybe I'll try that next time. I'm gonna wash off my hands here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go wash off my hands and grab my lunch, and we'll talk more after I get done. Just be a minute. Right back. Sorry about the delay, I'm back. Everybody left, but that's okay, because I'm gonna be kind of off topic with the rest of it anyway. Yeah, I don't just do abandoned buildings. Let's see. I do these gardening vlogs as well, gardening shorts as well, butterfly gardens. I've also been doing some TikTok videos lately. Check me on TikTok. It's Florida Snowman, just like it is here. I'm doing an experiment with live streaming on TikTok, which is why I'm doing more live streaming on YouTube than I usually do. I usually just do videos for YouTube, and lately I've been doing a lot of shorts for YouTube. So that kind of connects with TikTok as well. I think YouTube was trying to copy TikTok when it came out with the shorts. They wanted to build an audience with that eternal scroll idea. Or doom scrolling, I guess, is what they call it if you're just doing it all the time and not concentrating on what you should be concentrating on. You can't get any sleep. You can't get any. You're not getting any satisfaction out of life because you're sitting there scrolling constantly, looking for the next thing. Your attention span has been whittled down to 14 seconds. But it works for TikTok, so YouTube figures let's experiment with that. And so TikTok, conversely, is now trying to get people to watch things for longer periods, so they're trying to do it using live streams. So they're trying to encourage people in America to live stream on TikTok. And the way they're encouraging them is get people to make tips. So if you're watching TikTok and you're just scrolling through, occasionally you'll stop on a live person and listen to them for a little while, and pretty soon they'll probably start asking you for money, because that's how the paywall is set up on TikTok. If you can get enough people to pay the creators, you can take half of the creators' money and still do a pretty good business. It's a good idea. Gas station tacos. I'm so hungry I could eat a taco from a gas station. Actually, it was a pretty freaking good taco. Taco Bell ain't got nothing on these guys. It does need some help. They've got this green sauce. I've had some of their other sauce before. Now he wants to come out. He probably realizes I'm eating, so now he wants to come out and say hi. Orange vanilla sparkling water by Waterloo. Naturally flavored with other natural flavors. I don't know about that. That's really all the ingredients is too. It doesn't even really tell you what it is. It just says it's carbonated water and natural flavors, but no calories. No wonder. I got this and I thought I was getting soda from the Whole Foods store. This is not soda. The only thing this has in common with soda is this is wet. It is really, I wonder if the natural flavoring is lemons because it's so bitter. Waterloo. It's wet. All right, let me fix this taco. It needs some of the green stuff. Yeah, not too shabby. For gas station tacos, these guys got it going on. They're over, I think they're on Florida Avenue in Tampa. I think. Little place behind the behind the mobile station. I better let him out here. He's not gonna ever want to participate. Hang on. Let me get Wiener Dog for you. Everybody wants to see the Wiener Dog. He's the star of the show. Nobody likes me. Everybody likes the Wiener Dog. Now, just because you invite the Wiener Dog to a live stream doesn't mean the Wiener Dog is actually going to make an appearance in the live stream. So if you're waiting for the dog, he may or may not show up. Look, there he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's going to sneak right on past. There he goes. Little Wiener Dog. Goodbye, Wiener Dog. He's got bigger fish to fry. The only reason he wanted to come out here is because he thought he might get some food. He probably realized it's tacos and he can't eat tacos. I'm not going to give him any tacos. So now it's, oh, there he comes again. Check to see if the neighbor dog's out there. Hi, buddy. Where are you going? He's a good boy. I did a live stream last night where I talked a lot about the Wiener Dogs. They got their nails done last night. So that was very traumatic for him. If you're a Wiener Dog and you have to have somebody clip your nails, not a good day. Not a good day in the life of the Wiener Dog. Fortunately, they really only get it done 2, maybe 3 times a year. I get their nails trimmed. They walk around out here a lot. They don't run really much anymore because Wiener Dogs, when they get old, they kind of slow down a bit. He's almost 14. Good tacos. But if you looked at the title of the live stream and you see a guy eating tacos and drinking sparkling water, you probably feel like you've been ripped off. But if you scroll back to the beginning, you can see I actually did harvest sweet potatoes. I didn't get a very good harvest. But it was a learning experience. I think the trick is potatoes need a lot more dirt than what I gave them. When I do this again, I'm going to put twice as much dirt in the pot. And then I'm just going to set them out and make sure they get enough water and let them go. Another thing I'll do different is I will make sure to keep track of when I planted them. not having any experience planting uh, a uh, a vegetable garden. Yeah, I didn't write things down. I need to get one of those planners. Anybody watching here ever seen the Wild Floridian on YouTube? That lady is great. She's the one that told me that you could grow sweet potatoes just by making sure you pick organic potatoes. I've had potatoes sitting around on my counter before and had them sprout, which happens quicker with the organic ones. It's because the non-organic sweet potatoes that you buy at the grocery store have some kind of a coating put on them, apparently. It's gotta be not good for you. Anyway, get the organic ones. She had me just put the whole potatoes in the dirt, but it didn't really say how much dirt you needed, so I didn't put enough in. Next time I'm gonna correct that. Also, after I planted them, I watched a lot more videos of them as they started to sprout. You know, you get more interested in something once you start seeing some action in the garden. And these things shot out some leaves pretty rapidly. So I started watching other videos about growing sweet potatoes and what to do with them and how to do it. And everybody else talks about you put the potatoes and you cut them and get the slips and just plant the slips, not the whole potato. Which, it seems logical. This one, when I harvested it there, one of the potatoes was still in there. It was all busted open, and it had a bunch of like roots inside. It looked more like I don't know if you've ever seen a celery root. Celery roots are a tuber that grows underneath the celery stalks. Everybody's seen celery stalks. Everybody talks about celery, they all think of the stalks because that's all everybody eats. The stalks are really good diet food because it takes more calories to digest celery than are in the celery. So it fills you up and gives you fiber, but it doesn't. Celery won't make you fat. Of course, you can put cream cheese or peanut butter in it, and celery will, in fact, make you fat. But I don't think that's the intended idea of dieting on celery. You want to eat that. Anyway, underneath the celery stalk, they have these roots. And I go down to a specialty grocery store we've got here in Tampa called Sanwa, and I buy these celery roots. The bottom of them is full of a whole bunch of little tiny stems that come out, kind of like this. Here, let me show you. Kind of like these. I don't know whether it's picking it up. It's so dark outside today, very cloudy. There's a front going through, so it's gonna get cold. Yeah, reminds me of a celery root a little bit. Anyway, what I use these celery roots for is I make mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving every year, and if you add a little bit of celery root, cooked celery root, in with your mashed potatoes, you will have the best mashed potatoes you've ever had in your life. Highly recommend it. The trick is with the celery root, and I've found this over experimentation, so I'm going to save you the trouble. You got to start the celery root while you're cleaning your potatoes to put in the pot. So you get out the celery root first, trim it up, and cut the pieces really small and start them boiling. And then while those are boiling, you can peel and cut up your potatoes, and then add your potatoes about half an hour after you've started cooking the smaller chunks of celery root. and then you just mash it all together. The celery root, once it's cooked, looks almost like regular mashed potatoes, but it'll give your mashed potatoes an extra kick that people will be they'll love it, and they'll think it's the gravy that's got that flavor. But then they'll try just a little potato by itself without the gravy on it, and they'll notice that celery flavor in there, and they can't put their finger on what it is because they can't see it in there. Really good stuff. Years before, I used to put a little sweet potato in with the mashed potatoes. That turns out really well too. Just a little bit, still gives that good mashed potato flavor, but makes it a little different. I think I saw the celery root on one of those old TV shows. There was a chef on the cooking channel or the Food Network. There was a chef on there that was a big, old, fat guy. I think he was German. And he used to go around to historical sites from American history, like Mount Vernon. He was in some old inn or tavern in Philadelphia, in Center City, where Washington crossed the Delaware. He cooked out on a campfire. But his specialty was cooking in these old cast iron kettles and old cast iron cookware over an open fire, which is a whole entire different kind of cooking than cooking in your modern oven or on a modern stovetop. Fire is so much harder to control the temperature. You have to know what you're looking at and know how to turn down the heat but still keep it at the right temperature. They used different sized little stands to put things on, or they would move it down closer. They had little hooks that they swung out from the side of the fireplace and swung the pot over the fire, and you'd take it off a little bit if you needed it to cool down, put it over a little bit more, stoke up the fire. And cooking in the 1700s was way more of an art than cooking now. I don't care what these modern chefs tell you. Just take away their fancy equipment and see how well they do on an open campfire. I'd put this old man I used to watch on the Food Network up against any of them on an open fire. Bobby Flay, nah. Anybody in the chat used to cook? Hi. All right, I got to get more of my tacos. Gas station tacos. I'm so hungry I could eat a taco from a gas station. I have a lot of pollinators in my yard. And when I picked this up, there was a bee on my taco. I let him stay. Somebody does cook with me. On TikTok lives, they say after 25 minutes, TikTok starts putting your live in front of a bunch more people. So we'll wait on the live stream, see if a bunch more people show up. You never know. More people might show up if I change the title to mukbang. I should turn the camera around and show you. There's a bunch of vultures over my neighbor's house. At least I think that's vulture. There's some kind of raptor. Type in the chat if you want to see one of the sweet potatoes. I got a very small harvest. But I didn't know what to expect. So I wouldn't say I'm really disappointed. Plus, I've got another whole pot. I planted 2 pots. One, I think I put 2 potatoes in it, this one. And the other one, I think I put 5 potatoes in that dirt. But that one had a lot more dirt in it. It was a lot bigger container. I think that my biggest mistake was not putting enough dirt in the pot when I put the potatoes in there. I think in order to grow potatoes, you need a lot more dirt than what I gave them to work with. So I'm disappointed, but I think I know what I did wrong. So, it's a learning experience. You never learn anything from succeeding. You only learn from failure. Because you figure if you do something new and it turns out great, it's hard to make improvements because you don't know what to change. I love these gas station tacos. The only thing I think could make them better, jalapenos. I used to love going to Mexico Grande. This will tell you how old I am. On Fowler Avenue, back in the 80s, they used to have a lot more restaurant choices. And one of them was called Mexico Grande. And my friends, when I first moved here, that was the first place they took me to get Taco Tuesday. I don't remember how much it was, but trust me, it was cheap. And the great thing about Mexico Grande, unlike Taco Bell, where are the wiener dogs? I don't know. But one of the birds, a bird just answered me. Maybe I scared him away. Mexico Grande. It was the best. They had a taco bar. So instead of like Taco Bell, you go to a Taco Bell and you order tacos. They just give them to you and they're already all wrapped up and ready to go. They've already got whatever they've got on them and you leave. Mexico Grande, they just put on the meat. I don't even think they put cheese on it. I think everything that you put on there was entirely up to you. You just took your shells with the meat in them over to the bar and you picked the toppings, and they had a lot of good toppings. And the toppings, since you're putting them on, they didn't look like, the bottom of the barrel. They had a girl replenishing the stuff constantly, and nothing looked old and nasty. Everything was nice and fresh. And that's the way to enjoy good tacos, like you're at home. Unfortunately, they went out of business. And they had 2 locations, but just the one in Tampa went out of business. So later on, years later, we looked them up on the internet, and that's the other wiener dog. Let me go get the other wiener dog. Badger! Okay, there she goes. Yeah, just because a wiener dog is invited to a live stream doesn't mean a wiener dog will actually show up in a live stream. But Buttercup is making an appearance. Everybody welcome Buttercup. Buttercup is just her regular name. Her full name is Princess Buttercup because she was named after the Princess Bride. No, tacos aren't for you, baby girl. Baby girl, you don't eat tacos. Nope, nope, nope. You don't eat sweet potatoes either. Wiener dogs, there are 2 here. This is the younger one. She's, what are you going to be, 12? Next birthday? She's really interested in the tacos I've got here. I've got gas station tacos I was eating earlier. The girl is the younger one, and she's like 12, going to be 12. My boy is sitting up there on the porch keeping an eye on me because I left earlier today. Hey, Sog! And look at that, Scott! I'm experimenting with more live streams, guys. These are my live stream friends. That's why they're all already, what do you call that, monitors? Are you guys administrators? There's another name for it. Moderator. So I'm doing a lot more experimenting with live streams, and it's because I've been doing live streams on TikTok. There's both wiener dogs. The white and black one is Badger, and the little redhead dog is Buttercup, Princess Buttercup. So I've been doing a lot more experimenting with live streams because I've been experimenting with TikTok live streams. So you can find me now on TikTok if you want to. I'm going to do a live stream later tonight on TikTok. I've been working with some people and they're showing how to be more successful in live streams, which was interesting to me. Look who somebody says dogs. There they are, Badger and Buttercup. So anyway, they say the trick with live streams is you got to go on over 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, TikTok has watched enough of it. I guess the algorithm sees a face on there and interaction of some kind, and they will throw up a lot more viewers after you've been live for 25 minutes. But it's TikTok. So their viewers are just people scrolling through as quick as they can. TikTok viewers usually only watch like 2 seconds. So the first 2 seconds of your video is key with TikTok. And I guess they're trying to get people to stop on live streams and linger longer to get more view time. And they're paying live streamers to go on there by letting them take donations. So the viewers on TikTok, if they're watching your stuff enough, the viewers will donate just like pennies at a time. They just tap on there and it takes a penny at a tap. And a lot of these viewers will put in large amounts of money, a little at a time, a lot at a time. Sometimes it depends on what they're watching and what the interaction is. But they're taking 50% of the money and they're giving 50% to the creator. So the creator gets half, TikTok keeps half. So they are setting up these studios. One of them is in Tampa, where they can bring you in there and they show you the tricks to making live streams that will get you donations from viewers, if that makes any sense. It's kind of funny. Let's see what Sog has to say. Problem for me is most times American and Canadians go live, they're usually in bed as it's late in the UK. Oh, and Scott wants to give it a try. Scott, I can give you contact information for Andrew. And He's got a connection direct to TikTok. And with that connection, he will be able to get you to go live and start collecting money much faster. If you try to go on TikTok and set it up yourself, there's lots of hoops that need to be jumped through that Andrew is already in a position to take you to. So I'll get you some contact information for him. I've never heard of such a thing, but it's because it's so new. They're just beginning to expand the program to smaller cities. So Tampa is one of them that got it because there's so many young people that live in Tampa. Obviously, TikTok is set up more for younger people. YouTube is kind of going the way of Facebook, and it's turning into something for older people. Yeah. Be careful with that motto. You can get into a lot of trouble with that motto, trying anything once. All right. I'm gonna have one more gas station taco because I've gone all day without eating, and it's taco time. Taco Friday. My beautiful daughter, was nice enough to go down to the corner taco stand and get me gas station tacos. You've learned that or been burnt by that? I think he's been burnt by that. I think he might be older than me, actually. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if I'm older than Scott or Scott's older than me. But I know Scott's doing the retirement thing, and he's got a lot more experience at that than I do. But I've been watching your videos and checking them out, and maybe one day I'll actually listen to what you tell me to do on there. Actually, you probably can tell I've already taken a lot of your advice before you gave it. We kind of follow the same. We kind of follow the same plan. Yeah, you got a couple of years on me, not much. I'm telling you, this place is great. They're real Mexican tacos, not like the Taco Bell crap. These are authentic. The steak, pork, chicken, bistec, puerco, pollo, right? Maybe they have fish tacos. That's that. Pesco. I know just enough Spanish from working in restaurants. When I left the restaurant industry, Spanish. Everybody in the kitchen Spanish. Nowadays, you go back into the kitchen, if you don't know Spanish, you are in trouble because that is what they speak, at least down here in Tampa. They've pretty much handed over the whole drywall industry and kitchens. Also, a lot of staff in hotels, all because they need people who speak Spanish. A lot of the people that visit Tampa speak only Spanish. So the tourists speak only Spanish. And we have a large influx of Hispanics from all over, not just Mexico or Central America. We've got a lot of the folks from the islands here, which is wonderful. We have an extremely diverse Hispanic community. That's one of the things that people don't understand about Hispanics. There are so many different ones from different places, and they're each individual countries. It's not like you might think. Just because somebody speaks Spanish doesn't necessarily mean that they think one way or another on a given topic. They're extremely diverse. People from Cuba have a lot more differences than similarities with people from Puerto Rico, just as a for instance. Completely different cultures. Very diverse. Anyway, we've got a lot of them here in Tampa. That's another beautiful thing about being down here in Tampa. So many different kinds of ethnic food to try. I love it. We like to go over to Tarpon Springs. Tarpon Springs is about 40 minutes, maybe an hour if there's traffic, from where I live. It's got a tremendous Greek community. Been there for 100 years. But they stay close to their culture, closely they do a lot of Greek things at their church, and they celebrate their heritage. The sponge divers. Are you streaming live and the TikTok at the same time? No, I am not. Greek food is, yes, it is. There's our favorite place over in Tarpon Springs has gone out of business, unfortunately. But there's a couple pretty close ones to it. We love the gyros. They put a lot of goat and lamb in their food. Very, very good food. Can you stream at the same time? I'm not streaming at the same time. I would have to, I suppose I could. I would need to set up another, a separate phone. This is one that I've got from, to live stream on TikTok. I didn't even put TikTok on my own phone. I have the TikTok on Andrew's phone, and I can do live streams from the studio, which is about 20 minutes away, maybe half an hour, depending on traffic. Or I can live stream from home, Wi-Fi at home. I don't have a service plan on the phone. If I get a service plan on the phone, I might try doing live streams from outside locations, which to me would be more fun than doing live streams from home. There's not really much to do here. I mean, I've got the butterfly garden, I've got the wiener dogs, but there's not really a lot to see. There's not a lot of action. But if you take a live stream out on the road, one thing I'm planning on live streaming is I'm going to do a little bit tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm going to try to. I'm going to do some live streaming on YouTube from Busch Gardens. I've done a lot of shorts when I go to Busch Gardens. I'll do like 15 seconds, 30 seconds of this or that. And some of them will wind up getting put on that short shelf and they'll go a ways. But I don't think those views, I don't think YouTube counts those views as the same as it counts regular video views. Tzatziki sauce. You like the sauce, huh? Sauce is good. Sauce is good. You've seen some of the shorts. Yeah, I've been experimenting with putting different kinds of music on the YouTube shorts. I think the audio selection on YouTube shorts is really, really key to getting it in front of people, because I've noticed this. If by scrolling through shorts on YouTube, I've noticed that if I linger on one audio and watch it all the way through, maybe twice, the next thing I swipe to will be the same audio. So I think that is a key on YouTube to getting more views to your shorts. Pick an audio that a lot of other people are using. They probably have lists someplace on here that tell you what's being used. $15,000 views, the driverless car. Yes, audio is huge. Yep. See, that's one of the things I like about Scott in the stream here is he does his own live streams, and he's much more knowledgeable about YouTube. I've been doing a lot longer than I have. And you used to do abandoned stuff too. I think that's how I ran across your channel, doing some. You were doing some abandoned stuff. Although it might have been in a live stream. I ran across you on a live stream, I think. We used to watch that Urbex live stream once a week, every week. Spicy. Spicy tacos. Very good. Very good. I think my Uber Eats is in the chat. If you're still in the chat, put in the name of the location. Well, we got the gas station tacos. All I know is it's behind the mobile station, and they don't speak much English, but they're very, very nice workers in the stand, and I always tip them good. If you want a good gas station taco, it's important to know where you're going. I wouldn't trust just any old gas station taco. Some bad things might happen. It's like state fair food. Do you trust the food at the state fair? Our state fair. Everybody up north, you have state fairs. It's got to be July, August. Down here, state fairs in February. Up north, everybody's freezing their ass off. We're eating corn dogs outside. Riding a Ferris wheel. Waiting for spring training games to start playing. And you guys are freezing your ass off up north. I don't miss it. I'm lying. I kind of miss up north. Snow is fun. For at least 15 minutes. A couple hours, maybe. After that, it kind of wears off on you. Who's got something to say? Still learning so much all the time. I've been struggling for a long time on my channel, but my Knights Templar vid got over 25,000 views, 626 likes, and an extra 300 subs. That's a bump in subs. That's a huge bump in subs. That is awesome. Oh, that was Sog saying that. I haven't checked out Sog in a while. I've kind of fell behind, and that is really cool. I like Sog. Now, I'm still trying to learn to remember not to call him GTR, because that's what he was when I first met him. Exploring with Carl is a great guy. Say hi to him for me when you see him next. GTR. I was always trying to get you to listen to the band GTR. Best concert I've ever seen, bar none, GTR. GTR was really, really good. It was Steve Howe from Yes, Steve Hackett from Genesis. So of course they played, a little of each, a little, enough, and they had a couple of hits on their own. And then I don't think it was an encore. Oh, no. Hang on, let me fix this. There we go. Trouble with the phone. I'm going to have to plug it in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should ask Scott about this. You notice that I'm in this horrible vertical format on the live stream. The reason I'm doing the vertical format on this live stream is because as you're scrolling through shorts on YouTube, it throws up live streams once in a while. So if you're in a horizontal format, it's not going to show up in the shorts. It'll show up on people looking at YouTube in the horizontal format, but if they're looking through the shorts, they're not in the horizontal format. So you're going to miss out on those viewers. So that's why I've been doing my YouTube videos in this horrible vertical format, which means I'm running off of battery power, and that's what it was warning me about. I'm low on battery power. Queen and Pink Floyd. I have seen Pink Floyd. I have never seen Pink Floyd with Roger Waters, though. I did see them twice, and I have seen Roger Waters 2 or 3 times. Roger Waters. I've been the victim of Roger Waters. I shouldn't say that. Roger Waters is great. Roger Waters live is great. In between the songs, he's a little too preachy, and I don't agree with what he's selling, so he's a little hard for me to take. But Pink Floyd, I am right there with you, man. Now, I never saw Queen. Never saw Queen. I should have. I should have gone to see him, but I just never, I never did. It was a mistake. It was a big mistake. Should have seen him. His vocals were just, man, outstanding, outstanding. That guy could sing. I did watch some YouTube videos of Paul Rogers singing with Queen. Not long after the original singer Freddie passed, they grabbed for Paul Rogers and did a few shows. He was the singer for Free and for Bad Company, Paul Rogers, and Firm. He was in that Jimmy Page band, The Firm. I would have liked to have seen Paul Rogers with Queen too, because his vocals are good. He's no Freddie Mercury, but he can really sing. One of the best entertainers I've seen is Kid Rock. He opened for Bon Jovi. Blew Bon Jovi out of the water. I can imagine that. Bon Jovi's not much of a live act, I don't think. I've never seen him live, so I couldn't really say, but it's more of a, they're more glamour, Bon Jovi, than hard rock. I listened to a bunch of hard rock. Back in the day, I was Sabbath, huge Sabbath fan. I've seen the original Sabbath, the original 4 members, twice. And I've seen them with Dio. I'm not sure if it was 2 or 3 times. I'd have to look. But and I saw Black Sabbath one time when it was on the that tour for that Tony Iommi album, the Black Sabbath. They changed. It was Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi, and I can't remember the name of the album, but it had a black cover. On the album, some guy from Deep Purple, not David Coverdale, not Ian Gillan, Glenn Hughes, that's who it was. Glenn Hughes sings on the album, but he had a drug problem. There's my Jay. Hi, Blue Jay. Yeah, get a drink. He has a big drug problem. Glenn Hughes had a big drug problem. And in Cleveland, I was in Pittsburgh. In Cleveland, he couldn't make it to the show, or he made it to the show and was unable to perform. The roadie was the singer. They literally got some guy from one of the roadies, and he sang the original Black Sabbath songs. He sang the Ozzy Osbourne songs, like Paranoid, War Pigs, Black Sabbath, Children of the Grave. He sang those better than Ronnie James Dio did. He was much closer to Ozzy's sound than Dio ever was. Dio sang those songs, and he did a great job on them, but he didn't sound like Ozzy. This guy sounded like Ozzy. And he sang the Dio songs pretty damn well too. For a roadie, it was worth every cent of the $12.50 I spent on the ticket, I think. Tickets in the days were not that expensive. Might have been $15. An abandoned pub where Ozzy used to drink. God. He's still alive too. How old is Ozzy? Dio's dead, and Ozzy lives on. And Dio had to be younger than Ozzy, right? Man, I can't believe that guy can still carry on. I mean, you talk about hard partying. He was putting those guys from Motley Crue to shame, and he was probably 20 years older than they were. Oh, here's my woodpecker. Let me flip this around. Will it flip around? Oh, naturally. Well, I'll show you where he was. See the thing shaking? That's where he was. I get a lot of birds out here. I get a good variety. I've had chickadees in the nest over behind me. I posted a couple of videos of them. Chickadees are so cute. AC/DC would be good. Are they still playing together? I thought one of them died. Didn't one of them die? One of the young brothers, not Angus, but the other one, Malcolm. Bon Scott's gone, but the replacement singer's still really doing well. What's his name? Angus Young, Bon Scott. I can't think of it. Hey, Shores and Shadows. Welcome to the live stream. I'm sorry, Shores and Shadows, but I am probably going to have to sign off here shortly. The phone is losing power, and of course, I think YouTube, what they do with the live streams is they start pushing your live stream after you've been up for an hour, because it looks like now I'm up to 7, and this is the most viewers I've had thus far. And of course, the phone's running out of battery because I'm in vertical format. So, you have to be on the phone. So I can't plug it in. Well, I suppose I could plug it in. Oh, Pam. Hi, Pam. Welcome to the live stream. We're experimenting with doing live streams in a vertical format because I've been doing TikTok live. You might be interested in that, actually. I think, were you in Florida? I've got a fella I can put you in contact with who can help you do successful TikTok and make money. Amazing. Well, I've got the channel name change. Yep. It's always interesting whenever I see somebody that has a wrench and I don't recognize the name. But when you put out that many wrenches, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's a name change. Sometimes it is memory lapse. All right, I got a couple of bites left, and this thing still hasn't the battery hasn't died yet. I imagine I could just let it run until the battery dies. I should probably recap what I was talking about at the end, huh? All right, let me show you. All right. Okay. Turn this down. Okay. Sweet potatoes. I planted sweet potatoes. This one opened up once it was in the ground and then started growing out of the center. I don't know what happened there. There's another part of it. And this is what our harvest was. 1, 2, if you can count that as 3, and then a bunch of little tiny things. But we put organic sweet potatoes in dirt in this pot. And I didn't put enough dirt in it. See? I don't know if you can see that. I only put in dirt up to here. I should have gone dirt all the way to the top. And then, you know, put put a little mulch on top, and then they would have had a lot more room to grow. The whole pot was bound with these roots. Just tons and tons and tons of roots. I suppose I can mash that all up and compost it and use it to grow other plants later. I shouldn't throw it away, which is one reason I put it in this pan here. Can you hear that? All right, let me flip the camera around and tell you what that is. Okay. All right, behind us, up in this tree. And now they're being quiet. There are chickadees. I've got these chickadees that come to my backyard and eat from my feeder, and they nested in a little nest box I've got over here on that post. See the post? Little nest box on the post. And they're over here. For such a small bird, it makes such a loud noise. You can see them fluttering around inside there. There might be finches too. Okay. Naturally, the battery's dying, and it's telling me I gotta shut off the live stream. So that was my experiment with live streaming. I don't know how much of the chat I've missed here. Doing my jibber jabbering about growing sweet potatoes. Let's see. Adrian. All right. Shores. There's Adrian. I'm just scrolling back through to say hi in case I missed anybody. That's very possible. Okay, it gets to a point where it doesn't let you scroll back anymore because we're on the good old cell phone. So I guess I will log off on the live stream. I thank everybody for coming and joining me. And if you want information about TikTok, let me know in a comment. Bye.